You record. Okay. Welcome to Leash
What?
Dads. We are two Leash Dads. I myself am Jared. That
I am Justin.
is. We're getting together tonight to discuss baby talk,
Goo goo
folks. And
gaga.
I apologize for the screwed up intro, but we were just talking, and I can't remember all the Britney Spears songs that Weird Al did, if any.
No, he didn't do any. No, Weird Al, I don't think did any Britney Spears songs. Weird Al.
I can't. I'm not looking. I'm not seeing any. So
Yeah. Now I gotta know. Uh, Brit. There we go. Look at that. It's like the first thing. He did a Britney Spears interview. Oh,
yeah,
he
no.
did. Did he do a parody of One More Time?
Oops, I farted
Hold on.
again. It's on SoundCloud. I don't think. No, it's not. It's not a Weird Al. I don't know.
Uh,
Um, yeah, was
no.
never really into Weird Al. I respect and admire the guy with every fiber of my being, but I don't know. I'm a more of a serious music. I mean, I can't say that either because I like a artist called Pat McCurdy, and he is a somewhat local artist who has done many a funny songs. So I can't
Pat
really say
McCurdy,
I'm
you
a
said?
serious music listener because I do like some comedy stuff. So
You said Pat McCurdy? Hey,
yes,
he's here. What's he doing right now? Let's see his schedule. Ooh, let's see here. He's doing Bare Bones in Oshkosh on the 23rd. That's, later this week. Or earlier, or was earlier this week.
I've seen
Um,
him
he's
three
at
times in my
he's in
life.
the Dells over this weekend, and then he'll be in De Pere, well, when this airs. So if you're
Hmm.
doing anything Sunday night, folks, or if you're doing anything later on, you can go to, or not doing anything later on, go to Celebrate De Pere, in De Pere, Wisconsin, Riverfront Stage. That's where you can find Pat McCurdy. Yes, that will have to be some sort of what's that word I'm looking for? Um, Promotional item. I'll have to make sure that's added as promotional because I'm in a way promoting Pat McCurdy right there and then.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up with him. I started listening to him when I was old enough to, which is like 13 or 12, probably before I could get most of his songs because a lot of them are pretty dirty. But I've seen him at Lake Fest. I've seen him at the Elks Lodge in town. I've also seen him somewhere else. I can't remember, but yeah, he's
Nice.
hilarious. So
Yeah, I want to.
it's
There's
just one
something
guy and a
that's coming
guitar.
up. That's not bad. At least it's one guy and a guitar, not two girls, one cup. Yep, I went there. I really went there. You got nothing for that one.
No, I've gone my entire life without seeing that video, and I'm gonna keep it that way.
Have you seen the Kermit reaction to it though? I know it's very old.
I've not done anything around. No, my friends thought it was absolutely hilarious to sit there and troll people with that video, and just like the reaction of my friends thinking it was hilarious to sack tap me, I almost beat the crap out of them. No joke,
That's
because
funny
it's
though.
not funny on both fronts.
But it is.
Okay.
Now, okay, not getting sack tapped not funny to you. Hearing about it's kind of funny. I don't know why, but um, yeah, no. I was gonna other things I want to talk about in relations to the music topic that we're on right now. There's something coming up here in July that I want to go do. It's called the Catfish Races. It happens every year at our the Greensville Lions Park, um, and it's actually got a a band that I would love to go see. Um, Skillet. I've seen them a couple times already, but I would love to go
I've
see them
heard
again.
they put on an amazing show.
They do. I was super pumped to see it or see that they were headlining. So they're going to be like, yeah, I'd be there from probably
That'd be
6 to
sick.
midnight or whatever.
Yeah.
Last time I was at the catfish races, who was it? Was it Leonard Skinner? I know it was Joan Jett. We saw her, and I think it was Leonard Skinner. But yeah, Sam and I were standing we were in the front basically, and we didn't want to lose our spot, so we basically we held everything in till the near like the very end. And boy, was that a pain on the bladder. That's a one track away of getting a bladder infection, folks.
At that point, you're really not enjoying the show because you're focused on, damn it,
Uh
I
huh.
gotta pee.
Yep, that's exactly what it came down to. It's like
Just like
we
those freaking long ass movies I don't want to miss in the movie theater. By 3 hours, I like, Jesus Christ, I should not have drank those sodas.
yeah no, but hopefully, actually I would love to go see it. Maybe I'll have to see if Sam and I can find a babysitter or something like that so we can go see them. I would love to go see their concert again, especially with their new songs. Some more of their new stuff that they released in the more recent years. I'd love to go hear that live. Um, I think the last time I saw them was when they were in Green Bay doing some sort of uh, free concert, kind of on the river area. So that was really fun. Took some where you traveled with some friends and whatnot there. So love to go blow my ears out a little bit more.
I doubt it would happen, but since I grew up, well, I didn't grow up, but since I found out about them in high school, if they did a concert with Breaking Benjamin at the same time,
Breaking Ben's no
that
longer a
would be
group though.
like end all be all. I listened to those two bands, the Skillet and that one Comatose by Skillet, that one album,
Yep.
and Phobia by Breaking Benjamin, where it's
Yeah, but
like
Breaking Ben is no longer
my
a group. They
I
broke
know,
up. But
I know.
if they were to get together, or if they were to do like a reunion tour for some odd reason, I would love to go see them too. I would love to go see some of
Okay,
those bands that I haven't seen yet.
it's a date. If they ever get back together and they tour, we're going.
Yep, agreed. I don't care. I will have my wife or somebody watch their children so we can go.
Yeah, even if we have to go down to Chicago, we're going.
Yep.
Because yeah, I think Breaking Benjamin is very underrated.
Phenomenal. I love Diary of Jane.
Yep. Yeah,
It's like,
like I said, Phobia, Saturate, the first album,
yep.
and even the one after Phobia is good. But I kind of fell. I didn't follow him after the other one, but yeah, no,
I don't
it's
remember
some
all of
great
them, but
great shit.
yeah. I used to listen to them all the time on my iPod when I had an iPod. So, I Will
God,
Not
good old
Bow is also
days.
another good one.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. I actually really got into Breaking Benjamin because of their song "Blow Me Away," which was geared towards Halo 2 when Halo 2 first came out. So, yeah, that was what really got me into them. When was Halo 2? 20 years, folks, for Halo 2. It'll be 20 years in November when Halo 2 first came out.
Yeah.
But
Speaking of nostalgia, I had a really like just passionate yearning for some of the Pandora stations that used to have back in like 2010, 2011 for like indie stuff,
mm,
and I can't find anything like that anymore, and it's really sad. I'm going to try to make my own playlist with all the stuff that I used to hear on those Pandora stations.
yeah, you just have to kind of search them up a little bit, but it shouldn't be too hard to find. You should be able to do it quite easily, as long as you know what you're looking for specifically, band wise or whatnot.
Yeah, like Phoenix, Regina Spektor, Lily Allen. I don't
Nice.
know. There's just a bunch of them.
Well, that's awesome. Hopefully you can.
Good
Hopefully
old
you can do that.
days.
But that's once you have time to do it too. Um,
Hey, dude, it's been 10 years since we graduated college. Holy fuck.
Choo choo, nostalgia train. Here we go. 10 years. I can't believe it.
Oh my god.
By the way, congratulations to all you that are graduating college this year, or if you know graduating high school. Those high schoolers that are graduating this month or later here in June. Congratulations to all of you. It's that time of the year again where everybody gets to finally just cut back and do nothing for the next 2 weeks, if anything. Because the end of school, nobody wants to do much. But congratulations to all those graduating seniors. You've worked hard, and now you can go live your life again, or go move into college in probably about August or something like that, depending on where you're going, or depending on your plans. So, shout out to you. You've made it through your high school career or your college career as well, and hopefully you worked hard. And if you're going back to school to continue furthering your education, even more power to you.
Yeah, I don't know if any college grads are listening to this, but yeah, like Justin said, congratulations. And hello, I like his jammies.
The pumpkin pajamas.
But anyway, so life is, unless you're stacked or your family's stacked, life is it's a journey. And don't give up, okay? Just keep going. And eventually things will work out. I'm really impressed and satisfied with the money that I spent on my piece of paper. Anyway,
Yeah, if we don't want to dive down that rabbit hole.
no. Nah, but it's an experience. It was really an experience that I actually feel glad I spent the money I did on it, because
Actually, yeah.
I grew a lot from when I graduated high school to when I graduated college. Two very different people.
Can you believe it?
In the no, I can't really, because there are a lot of traits that stayed over, now that I'm retrospectively thinking back, that stayed over from high school to college. But at the same time, I learned a lot about people and a lot about the education system, in regards to, if you have a shitty professor and you have entire classes complaining about that professor to the administration, nothing's going to get done. So don't do it. Doesn't matter. So
Yep.
just my 2 cents there.
Makes me nervous.
Yeah, and another tip for college folks or high school people: if you're having trouble with classes, really pay attention to the tutoring options that are out there. I'll never forget the time when I had to do some extra homework with finite mathematics and the matrices for that kind of stuff, and the professor was absolutely terrible. So there was some programs that were at night that I went to for 3 weeks, and it just totally switched it around. I ended up getting a B instead of a D. So I cannot say that for accounting classes.
Yeah, don't take accounting unless you
No,
really know you want to bore yourself.
dude.
And I
Do you
say that
remember those
from
accounting classes at Whitewater?
dude.
Those were insane, dude.
I remember taking business calculus for accounting.
Ugh.
Like, why do I need to take business calc for accounting? It made no sense. You need me to come up with fake numbers? It's basically calculus is like for engineers. I'm not going
Right,
into an accounting for an engineer degree.
right. Like, why did I have to take finite mathematics? I didn't.
That too. That was
I
a
will
pain.
never in my life use any of that shit again. Never.
Nope, I don't. Although, update, I am still nervous about going into back to school as we
Back
continue
to
looking into this.
school. Back
I'm
to
again. I
school.
want to go back to school, but I haven't necessarily pulled the trigger because, hell, I mean, Jared. Let me ask you this. Yeah, it's about the money and making debt, but at the same time, I'm sitting here going, I've paid off my college debt years ago.
Lucky son of a bitch.
Like I think I paid it off 5 years ago.
Jesus.
Well, long story short is some of that debt was paid off within a couple. Like I think my taxes when I first did my taxes, I had like 7 grand, and I put 7 grand towards that right away. I put a majority of that tax or the amount of tax I got back into my debt. So it was nice. So I only had half of it to go or whatever. And then I think I ended up just putting the rest of it down eventually back into some more taxes as well, just to pay it off and be done with it. So I haven't had school debt for a few years now, but
What
I
was
still
your
have other debt.
question?
Oh, I was just gonna say the fact that I are you still paying it off? Because it's like you said, it's 10 years now that we've been out of school, and if I recall, most of the time, 10 years is about the normal loan payment.
No, I did a 15-year.
Oh, you did 15. Okay, yeah, it's all good. It doesn't. It's not like it's a big deal. I was just kind of curious. So you still got a few more years to go, huh? You'll get there.
I suppose I do. I haven't checked my balance in a long time because it's automatic payment. So, but no, I was kind of an idiot and started my life full blast out of college. I moved in with my girlfriend, later fiance,
Now,
and we
wife.
had she had a child, and I
Oh
did
yeah.
not have any. I didn't give myself a chance to really pay it off because by 2016 I was married, and weddings are not cheap. So
Nope.
yeah,
Yeah. So
I'm
two
not
years
the
after
best financial guy.
2 years after you graduated, you got married.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm satisfied for sure.
You should be. You should definitely be
And
satisfied.
it is our 11th year of being together. So whatever that entails,
Yeah,
you know.
that's really scary because I think Sam and I have been together for about 9 years now, and you know we're going on 6 years of wedding bliss here in August. Where has the time gone?
I don't know, but I think this is just going to turn into a nostalgia episode
I think it
because
already is a nostalgia episode. It's
I've
not going to
been
be the baby talks.
my brain has been going crazy just on this whole, like, I saw a post or something like, was the early 2010s even real? Because it didn't feel real compared to now. It feels like a fever dream. You look at the culture at that point
Oh yeah.
and like all the shit that was coming up, and like just it was like peak simulation. Nobody gave a shit
Oh
about anything important. It was all living it up.
yeah.
God, remember those parties? Oh my god.
What parties? I don't remember going to many parties.
You didn't go to college parties? I swear to God, you
There
were
was
with me on a few of them.
yeah, actually I think you and I did go to a couple. Yes, we did. Those are
Oh yeah, with Bukacek. That's
yep.
right, him and his
He was
buddies.
he was the reason we had gotten into some of those parties actually. Um
Those are interesting people.
I mean they were never bad people. I think they were
No,
just definitely it was a clique because of the organization they were part of. That's really all it was it was an organization party. Or a group of people and being part of an organization, so they all clicked together, and they were all like somehow involved. Like I think the majority of the people that Book hung out with were involved in like the chair or the board of the
yeah, it was
organization.
all it was all.
Like it wasn't just like I'm a member of the organization. No, these were like the people that were in charge of the finance. They were the president, the vice president. Um, yeah, it's just like people that have been found their way into that organization early on and just made their way up, and that was very interesting. Funny enough, I knew one of them since freshman year, when
Oh
because
yeah.
we were in the same dorm room or dorm or hall, not dorm room, because that she was a girl, I'm a boy. Isn't it obvious?
I was waiting for that. He was a skater boy.
Boy, she said, "See you later, boy."
Later, boy. No kidding. I just put on that album like 3 days ago.
Thank you, Avril Lavigne. You are so gorgeous.
Oh, she really was back then, man. She
I think.
was my crush back then for sure.
Well, okay, so Avril Lavigne, right?
Her and Katy Perry, like when she first came out, like when Katy Perry came out in like 2008 and 2009.
Right.
I met Katy Perry, folks. Just saying. I got her autograph and I met her.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, Avril Lavigne still does that hair or those that eye makeup, eyeshadow, and everything.
Yeah. She recently with the Love Sucks album, she does that
Yeah.
still.
Well,
She
of
didn't
course.
for a while.
What? How old is she now? Like 40. Sorry. Yeah, she'll be 40 in September. Damn, look at that.
Yep.
So, I mean, when did that Skater Boy album come out?
2005 or
2002.
2004. 2.
2002.
Damn.
So, 22 years ago. She was on. She'll be. I mean, she's only 39 right now. It came out in 2002, and 22 years ago she was 17.
Yep. She was pretty young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, looking at her now from that alone, and then today, yeah, she. I think she's still gorgeous, just in a different way. Like she's changed. Everybody changes over the years, right? But I liked her kind of gothic setup or makeup style. So, yeah, it's one of those things. Skater boy.
That's complicated, you know. No, I mean, so you want to hear a story time? One that is just it always stands out in my mind. It was so awkward and weird.
Yeah. Tell me a story.
So this was when I was single. So this was pre Natalie, back when I think we were just starting to be friends or something like that.
Like you and Natalie started being
And
friends, or you and I?
you and me.
Okay.
And I met this girl at the Boar, the pool place that we always went to, right? That was
Yep.
the Boar.
Yep.
And I don't know if you were with me that night or not, but there was this really quirky, fun-loving dancing girl, and like I approached her, kind of flirting her and talking her up and whatever, and then she is, oh, by the way, I'm a lesbian. I was, oh, well, that's great. Let's continue being friends. Let's talk. Hey, but and it turned out to be this really quirky friendship that ended up lasting a couple months because we lost touch after I went back home for the summer.
Yeah.
Well, she ended up making this like hemp bracelet for me, and meanwhile, she confessed 2 days later that she wasn't a lesbian and she had a boyfriend. So
She was just
it
trying
was just it
to.
was
Yeah.
so bizarre. And then so every other weekend or so, we would hang out when her husband, who worked at or her boyfriend, who worked at Toppers. So he was always working really late, and Whitewater and Toppers and Whitewater was open till like 4 or 5 in the morning, like no
Three
joke.
3 o'clock in the morning. It was the
3
headquarters and
o'clock in the
everything. It
morning.
was always open until 3.
Yeah.
Actually,
So
Toppers in general is just open till 3.
right. So she was always like down to do stuff because she was bored as hell. And I think I took her to one of these, the parties for this organization. I don't want to name the organization because I don't, they, whatever.
Don't do
But,
it.
and we would just end up having these conversations, we would just end up talking and leaving the party and just walking in the dark or all around the town. And it ended up being where we ended up at this really strange random house, and I was living in an apartment, and lo and behold, my neighbor, who I had just briefly like glanced at in passing, ended up talking to us and inviting us to partake in some illegal substances at another random ass house in the middle of nowhere.
Wait, this was your apartment neighbor?
Yeah, she lived across the
Yeah.
hall. This was the same neighbor who had a love interest follow her home from the bar and almost break down the damn door because the cops got involved. It was so bad.
Huh. I don't remember that. I don't remember that story.
You
Personally,
don't?
like
Oh, I don't think I
not
told. I
not
don't know if
not
you were
that
there or not.
not the love interest following her home or
Oh,
anything, but
her name was
um
Courtney. Remember
no,
Courtney at all? No. Okay.
I thought her name was
Kelsey, that was a different
nope, not
situation.
Kelsey. I thought it
That's
was
that's
I thought it
another
was
story
Jacqueline.
for another day.
Wasn't it Jacqueline?
No, I don't know a Jacqueline. Oh wait, was that was my neighbor?
Jackie.
Jackie, that was my neighbor. How do you know
Yes.
that?
I think I followed her on Twitter so long ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That was a
her.
very that was a very interesting time because I think she even hung out with us once or twice in your apartment too. Or no, maybe not.
No.
No. We just I don't
No.
where did we meet? No, we were at the board. I think we were at the board too. Or something. We just hung out. Yeah. Very interesting.
But you know what I mean though? It's just like looking back at those times, it was just so weird, right?
Yeah.
Like I would never do that. I would never do that now. But back then, it just seemed normal, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was definitely normal, and nowadays it's probably not. Um,
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, when we say normal versus not normal now, look at we wouldn't be necessarily hanging out with just people that we wouldn't you and I would not be going out to the bars and trying to find quirky girls to talk to.
Right.
Would it? I won't even say we're trying to find men to talk to either, because that just comes off wrong when you're going to a bar.
No, but because we were also surrounded by a bunch of your friends too, and your roommates a lot. Like what that one guy's name who loved the chicken wings?
Nate.
Yeah, him.
Yep.
Yep.
Nate loved chicken wings because we'd
He
always go
never
to
went
like
out with us though.
flapjacks and everything. No, he didn't
Yeah.
drink.
No.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin would always go out. He was kind of more like the one that would always go out when we could.
John, Jimmy,
Um, there was Alex.
Fabby.
Just all those people on my floor that year, or once we became. Not even that, because once we turned 21, that was junior year basically.
My friendship with Kelsey too was one for the books.
Yeah, Kelsey. I'm trying to remember who that was.
God.
You had some. Yeah, because I know what was it? We met Fabby through you, or I met Fabby through you.
Yep.
Kelsey through you. Was it Chaz? No.
Chaz and Alex.
Yes.
Oh God, I love those people. Dude, they introduced me to that one Wii game or something. I can't remember what the hell it was, but we played it legit for like 48 hours. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember it now.
I remember. Oh, the one thing I do remember doing though with you, helping you. Well, not really helping you, but I did kind of help you. It was with one of your projects for one of your classes. We'd gone to the Black Sheep for a drink, and then it was to talk to your
The project leader,
project leader,
the film editor. So yeah, that was a crazy project. That was for it was a service learning project it was some sort of English class. And so service learning, you had to go out in the community and you had to have some sort of impact or some sort of research project to influence the community. Well, we got chosen at random to do something at Fairhaven Nursing Home in Whitewater. And I will never, literally, guys, lifetime of an opportunity. We got to interview World War II soldiers, like before they died, and get as much of their stories as possible. We interviewed five or six different vets, and we put their stories together in this hour-long presentation, and we're able to give it back to the nursing home as a momentum remembrance for these vets who are no longer with us and their stories, because World War II vets obviously are like almost they're not around much anymore.
They're slowly disappearing. I mean,
Yep.
by slowly, I mean if they do remember still, it's probably few and far between that do remember or choose to remember.
Right. So I think that her name was Caroline, I'm pretty sure, but there was a group of five of us. And Caroline and I, her major was like film. It was media. So her passion was editing. And I tell you what, folks, this shit could have been on the History Channel. It was that damn good. And I don't know. She worked at the Black Pig, so that was a fun time where we just sit and talk with shoot the shit with the bar, and it was
I
classy
thought it was the
joints.
Black
So you
Sheep.
got some martinis.
That was the Black Sheep, and we were
Yep,
doing at the time we were doing just like Scotch on the rocks.
yep, yep.
But yeah, those are good times. I know. Talking about some projects from college on my end too, ended up going to. I never did this one because I think every time that my group wanted to get together, I was coming home for the weekend to see my son. But we had to go. They went to like we were doing a project and we had to go to a book, like it was a bookstore. It was for one of my marketing classes, I'm pretty sure, and we were creating a database off of Microsoft Access and everything, like relationship tables and everything. So we used the bookstore. There was another project where this was amazing. Um, we set up some time to do an interview with Ball, the factory for like Pepsi
Okay.
cans and everything,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
those mason jars. Yeah, we
Yeah.
went there. We went and toured their factory. That
Wow.
was actually that was really fun. Um, it was, and it wasn't like early in the day either. It was kind of like a late night tour too, because I think we got there or pretty close to late, unless it was during the winter, which obviously speaks for itself. It's dark out early and whatnot, but it was a good time seeing like the Mountain Dew print and everything, going through their quality assurance or quality inspection, and just learning about the machines and everything too. That was, yeah, to me, that was a phenomenal time. Just doing that with a group of students and going through, looking at it and seeing the process and everything like that. I would love to go there again, or just I guess any factory that's kind of big like that. So it'd be fun. But those are some of the big projects that really stick out. I know there was always that project where in marketing 101, the uh, the big end all be all
Business
project,
simulation.
the business simulation where you made it, you didn't necessarily make the product, but the product itself was already made. You just had to figure out how you wanted to allocate your budget and everything, how to market your product and all that. And it was, I think that was probably one of the greatest simulations we've ever done. And I mean, just because the simulation itself truly could have been random. Like we could have allocated all our budget into freaking TV advertisement and probably did shit.
Yep.
And then you'd always do, based on where you were in comparison to other people, because you did this it was it happened for
It was
like
like a
4 or 5
month.
weeks or a
Yeah.
month long. Yeah. So at the end of one week, or it was, it ran from like Wednesday to Wednesday or something like that, because it was always this because we had that class twice a week, I think, right? Mondays and
Yeah,
Wednesdays or something. So
I
every
only went like
Wednesday,
once a week.
yeah, I don't remember.
They didn't take
Um,
attendance, so
yeah, but it was like every Wednesday, everything would roll over, or refresh, and then you'd have your new stats, and we'd be getting together or whatnot to figure it out. So I enjoyed that simulation very much.
well, I really enjoyed it because your buddy who aced it like the previous semester or whatever, he gave us all the pointers, and it wasn't
Yeah,
we couldn't plagiarize it, but he knew all the right moves.
yeah. Surprisingly, I mean, because he did it solo, and you had the choice of doing
Right.
it solo or in a group. Um, and if you did a group, you had to do like a group of 4 or 5 or something like that. So yeah, but he did solo. He did kind of tip us in the right direction, because I think he took like first or second, which was phenomenal,
Yeah.
which surprising. Um, but I know, but he was also very, very smart. Um, yeah, to me, I think I would have. I don't know if I would have tried to do that solo. Probably would have done it the same way that we did it anyways. So I don't know if anything would have changed or not, but um, it was good to see that we did we did fairly well in that class or that project. So yeah, Jordy Graham.
That's right, Jordan. Yeah. Brilliant
Yep.
guy.
Oh yeah, I think he's on a genius level, because there's
Oh, hell yeah.
so I don't even know how he's
Yeah.
doing now, but yeah,
I don't know. I lost touch with everybody from college except you. But
yeah.
we lost touch there for a while too.
Yeah, I've I'll talk to Nate every now and then. Um,
What's he
but
doing?
um, he's doing pretty good. I know he's been kind of busy. He's not actually, surprisingly enough, he's not exercising his degree. He got he got his CPA and everything, but he's not exercising that to my knowledge anymore.
I don't think my buddy Ben is, my roommate Ben. Because he went for the parks department
Yeah,
shit. I don't think he's doing that.
yeah. There's a few people I'm curious to see if they're actually exercising it, or their degrees. Like my roommate sophomore year, Alex. I think he was going for OSHA. I don't know if he's necessarily exercising that. I think he is. That's something. Yeah, I won't say he is, but I'm pretty sure when you go for something like that, you definitely exercise that, because you're definitely looking for jobs, or like if you're working in construction or something, you've got to exercise that with a lot of caution. So, um,
It's actually, well, since I'm in insurance, it's actually a pretty easy field to get into.
yeah, very much so. I can see that.
But yeah, well,
Got any?
baby talk. I never did it.
You never did the baby talk? What do you mean?
No, I always talk to my kids like they're adults. I don't know. I don't think it's I don't think it's productive or useful to talk to them like they're dogs. I'll baby talk to a dog, but not my kids.
What are you gonna say? You're like, come here, little boy, come here, come here, come here. Or you, I guess for
Oh,
some
little
people,
puppy. Oh, no, 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 puppy.
I mean, I still do it. Like honestly, yes, I have a 1 year old right now. We talk to her. You are told that you shouldn't necessarily talk baby talk, but I think for people out there, if you're thinking baby talk is like goo goo gaga, things like that, like nonsense, nonverbal.
Get your makeup, puppy, and your typo.
See, like that, it's okay. I would say that type of baby talk is okay, because you're just talking to them like a child, anyways. Now I understand where you're coming from, though, Jared, with the idea of talking like an adult, having a normal conversation so they can understand. But for people that are like, for the children that are still developing their words and everything, you want to get them some sort of grasp, right? Um, having that, I mean, okay, the way it sounded was a little condescending. I don't know if necessarily always talking baby wise, like, did you make a poopy in your diaper? Like that. I don't think that's necessarily a very good tone to have with somebody. Do I do it? More probably playful. Um, but at least I know it gets my 1 year old to laugh a little bit. So, but I don't. I've slowly stepped away from baby talking. Excuse me. But yeah, no. Most of the time, I try to just talk normal now. Because she's at that critical stage now. Well, I mean, she's still always at the critical stage of learning. But her vocabulary is starting to pick up more and more here. I would feel her vocabulary is starting to pick up more and more. Still not saying much, but like tonight, um, for example, I just said "hey," like "hey," and
Hey,
she was kind of copying back too. Like she was saying "hey," but then when I say "hey," she'd giggle and she'd go "hey,"
that's cute.
and it's kind of like it's kind of like jazz. You do the call and answer kind of thing. Um, so we did that for a couple minutes, but it was really adorable. Just says that she's trying to learn more words and everything. So, um, I guess another way of looking at baby talk though is just repeating the same word over and over again, so they can
Yeah,
understand the vocabulary or get that process in their head. I mean, because she knows dad, mom. She's starting to say yes and no more. Um, Juice. She knows
juice.
shoes.
Dad, can
She'll
I
say
have some
shoes.
juice? Shoes,
Shoes.
shoes.
She'll actually go grab her shoes and say shoes.
Let's get some shoes.
Let's put on our shoes. But yeah, so when it comes to the baby talk though, try not to sound condescending at all, is what I'm gonna
Right.
say. Because that just makes for an ass.
Yep.
Um it doesn't always help your children if you have that condescending tone because they're gonna learn from you and they're gonna have that tone. So then when they start talking to people, um, and other people can pick up on that, they're like, "Are you being condescending with me?" So, yeah, I would try to avoid it because all little children, right, are always at a very critical age of learning, and believe it or not, if you talk baby to them too much, they're gonna think it's acceptable when you need to start talking to them like an adult or talk to them like a child.
Yeah.
So um, it's all fun. It's all fun and games until they start talking.
Yeah.
Your thoughts? Would you ever do a baby talk to somebody else's child?
Depending on how old they are, yeah.
I'm
Like a baby,
I'm
baby,
talking
sure.
like actual baby.
Like with my nephews, I usually go like, "Hey, guy, what? How you doing? What are you doing?" I don't know if that's constituted baby talk. It's just kind of
No.
a goofy Donlin voice that most of my relatives do. But
Well, not only that, but when you talk to a toddler or an infant, you're also trying not to say a 20 word sentence either, right? You're trying to keep it short and sweet, like, "Hey, you, hey, how'd it go?" Right?
yep.
You start talking in the broken English, um, which
Eli, what's your consensus on the latest?
yeah.
Like,
How
no,
do you
I'm like
feel
that.
about the Republican Party and how the trial is currently going?
No, I don't like as an adult. Like, so to clarify, I talk to him like an adult, like I'm having a conversation with a teenager. Like, I'm not gonna go into super huge words and graphic details. You know, I'm just having a regular conversation with
Right.
with a child, not baby talk. So,
Yeah.
But no, I think just do what you guys do. I don't really care what you do, and if it works for you and you think it's cute and you have that relationship with your child.
Just don't let that relationship die or develop into a lifelong relationship like that. You don't need to always baby talk your 17-year-old
Well,
child either.
hopefully they grow out of that, but they tell you to shut up, but
Shut up and sit down and enjoy the show.
God damn it. Shut up, Ma. I'm not a baby anymore.
Shut up, Grandma. I'm talking with my friends.
Well, I'm just trying to see how you're doing, I care about you,
Oh, man.
Jesus, Grandma. Well, sorry, I didn't know.
Drink your damn prune juice.
Someone asked me if I was from Sheboygan because I didn't have a Sheboygan accent. I was like, well, talk to my grandparents, then you'll see if I'm.
Wait. I wonder if I have like an Appleton accent then.
Well, I don't know. Because you gotta, it's actually kind of the UP kind of accent with the Sheboygan.
It's funny
You got your
because you guys aren't even
boots.
close to the UP at all.
Oh, I know, but you grill out the burger, you fry out the brats and the burgers. So
You fried the burgers.
well, you fry out, of course.
You
Brat
fry.
fry
You don't
or
grill
brat
out.
days.
You know
What
why
up?
do they? There you go. Why do they call it a brat fry when you're not really frying them? You're throwing them on a grill.
I don't know. It's just
English.
regional dialect.
It's not even. It's not even a dialect. Well, okay, it is
Just
part of the
like
dialect.
freaking Sheboyganites call sloppy joes hot tamales. Hot tamales. No. It's hot tamales. Hot tamales.
Tamales. Not
Tamales.
tamales. Oh my god.
What are they having at the baby shower, Dawn? Oh,
Hot
they're making hot
tamales.
tamales. Hot tamales.
Sloppy Joes. Got it.
On a hard roll. On a Sheboygan hard roll. Yes.
Jesus. That's crazy. I don't. I don't think I've ever heard anything from Appleton in a way that we'd refer to it as something different either.
You
I
guys are
know
kind of metro, though. You guys are kind of like
that's true.
Milwaukee, metro, Green Bay-ish.
No. Oh, that storm was so wicked last night, or over the week.
It could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse, but
I lost
I'm
power.
sure you guys probably got nailed a lot more than we did. Just to wrap things up here, we had a storm last night, a big mother go through, but it was going at a north eastern direction, so we actually only got a blip of wind
But
and
that storm
rain.
had come through Iowa.
Yeah.
From Iowa,
Yep.
and we got hit with most of Wisconsin. Well, not most of Wisconsin, but that area that was in the blip of it. We were in a tornado watch.
Yep. The sirens went off here. We were in the
Yep.
basement at 9.
There were sirens off in Oshkosh, and then I didn't even go into the basement. I sent my kids to bed. Kane and
I
I
wasn't
watched the
going
storm.
to, but Natalie wanted to come down. I was like, fine.
Yeah.
Turn on the fucking radio, whatever.
I was standing outside watching the lightning strike.
Nice.
With my neighbors, and they had their TV on with the weather report and everything, watching the storm pass and everything. Then after it started raining, we had gone inside because they didn't have they have a stoop with a little roof over it, but it wasn't going to hold everybody there. I have a stoop with no roof, so I was like, "Yep, I'm done. I'll stand out for a little bit in the rain." But once it started coming down a little harder, I'm like, "Nope, I'm going inside." Um, but yeah, it was a good storm. Lights flickered once, and then it knocked out the power a second time. But so it flickered, knocked it out for like 2 seconds, enough to actually stop or turn off my clocks and have them basically show zeros
God,
and
that's annoying.
blink. And then as soon as I'm going upstairs to bed, plug in my phone, the power goes. We lost power. And we lost power for, what was it? 10:30 to 1:30.
Jesus.
We lost power because of electric strike to the power
Mm,
or the box. So
yeah.
it sucked.
Transformer.
Yeah, the transformer. But at least we got it replaced. They took care of it
Not
after the
Optimus
storm was
Prime.
over. No,
Yeah.
not Optimus Prime. But yeah. So it was a good storm. I enjoyed it. So if you guys are ever afraid of storms, don't be, unless you never had a very good experience. But I've conquered I used to be afraid of storms. I used to be the one that's like telling my parents and my sister, "Hey, we need to go downstairs. Blah blah blah. The news is telling us to go downstairs." They would always be the ones sitting out on the porch watching the storm. I eventually conquered my fear and said, "Screw it."
Yeah. I agree with you. I'm not really scared either because that's what insurance is for. A and B, you can't control it. So why are you going to be afraid of it?
Yeah, exactly.
Just take your
So
safety precautions and shut up. You know.
if anything does happen, you do see like a tornado come down, then you should book it to the safe
Yeah.
spot, being your basement or wherever. So, um, yeah, that's all I got. I mean, this is pretty awesome. So, folks, we'll see you next time here. Enjoy your day, whatever, and hopefully you have a safe Memorial weekend.
Yes.
Stay safe, have fun, enjoy your long weekend. We'll
Stay
see you next
classy.
time.